Hello, welcome back to Let's Play Deadly Rooms of Death. We were in level 5 in a room full of death, as appropriate by the name of the game. There are roaches and there are bats. And we will, well, okay, that was a D-pad malfunction. I'm not gonna hold too much against that one. But for now, let us slay. Let us pray for slay. That doesn't even make sense. But when has Beethro Bodkin ever made any sense? Well, he is a strange man, with very little hair, or likableness. Indeed, very little personality at all. He didn't have many friends in school. Poor Beethro decided to take up a career as a smite master, to pay the bills, and to get his daily fill of bloodshed, and taste the fear of his enemies. I mean, we can all say we've wanted that at some time or another, I'm sure. I know I have, especially on days where I've had to play Deadly Rooms of Death anyway. But, you know what? Let's just roll with it, because it's here, and it's part of our world now, and eventually, something will need to happen to it, and that something is probably going to be quite a surprise to you all. But for now, let us continue as we always have, with slaying of roaches, with our mighty sword. The sword that occupies an entire square, all on its own, just like we do. Wouldn't that a strange world, where the swords are bigger than the people? Wouldn't that just be weird? Anyway, we've killed them now. That's not exact. Ah, there we go. That's how I do it. And we get back to our corner. Go sit in the corner, Beethro. You have misbehaved. Let's just hit our save point, because I don't really fancy doing that first segment again. Let's see if I can remember how to do the rest of this room now. Because yes, viewers, this room is no longer new to me, I'm afraid. Because I have a secret weapon in this fight against Deadly Rooms of Death now. And I'm not going to tell you what it is, because if I did, then it wouldn't be a secret weapon anymore, would it? I'm sure you can understand that. Let's see here. I'm pretty sure that kills you. Yeah, that kills you. Okay, fair enough. I miscalculated and I paid the price. But that's okay. I can live with that. Because this is only a game. And at the end of the day, it's just Deadly Rooms of Death. What more could a person ask for? Well, I can tell you what they might want to ask for. Is not to be stalked by a roach like that, so that they die. Personally, I'm not a great fan of that happening to me. And indeed, it happened again. And I've not really got anyone to blame myself for that one. That's okay. I think I remembered how I do this now. Because you see, viewers, yes, this room is, as I said, no longer news to me. It is indeed unnew to me. And it's important to this nation, and it's important to me. It's also important. It's also important that I die, because death is the most important factor in life today, because it drives us to continue our miserable existences, such that we may achieve something in the short time that we are on this planet. And in Beethro's case, that time is shorter than most, because he has this crazy idea that killing roaches for a living is a good one, is a good career move. I'm going to have to disagree with Beethro on this one, I'm afraid. Because it seems to get him killed more often than not. And, you know, I don't really want that kind of risk out of a job. I know I wouldn't want to live like that. But it's okay. Beethro has a sword bigger than him. He has an excuse. I'm pretty sure there's no way out of it once they get behind you. Yeah. Now I'm intrigued. But I think I've figured this out now. I think this is a room we might have in hand. Because now I've solved the roach problem on the lower right side of the room, so none of them will be able to chase me as I work my way up to this left side of the room. Which was the problem I was having before, in that I was trying to fight this crowd of roaches, and instead was having to deal with roaches coming from behind me. And that was never going to work in my favour. Even if it was just one roach, which it often was, that will never work out. You'll never be able to escape from that. So what we have to do is what I've done. And it seems to have worked, because now I can sit here and, well, press buttons until all the roaches die. Which is kind of what you want, really. And as you can see, we fucked it up. So as you can now see, this room is pretty much finished, and I will soon be doing a dance of victory as all the enemies in the room perish, such as this. You see, it's not that difficult really. Once you learn how to fight, and you learn how to die, you learn how to do everything there is to know in Deadly Rooms of Death. But you see, this game's gameplay can be reduced essentially to fighting and dying, and fighting is the smaller part of the two. Let us not delude our little selves into thinking otherwise. But as you can now see, there is only one of the queen roaches left. It is the one that was the way we came in by. And indeed, once it dies, we are finished with this room. And I believe this level as well, which will be a great benefit to us all. No? No, apparently we're not done yet. Well, that's okay. I'm alright with that, I think. So here's what we'll do then. We'll find this errant last room that we need to complete. We'll do this with all speed. For Beathrow is a man of action and doesn't like to dilly-dally. Stop that. I'm pretty sure the exit to the level is up there. So what we will instead do is this room. Now I seem to remember that this room is ridiculously easy. Because it may look hard, but it is not. And this is the amusing thing in it all, really, for us all. So what we need to do, as you can probably already tell, is set up mimics such that they go around in these things right here. In these channels. So let's say we put one mimic down, say here. And this next one, say here. Now what we do is we maneuver ourselves around this corridor, bringing the mimics with us, automatically really, such that they will kill the eyes for us. Now, we have to be careful here, because if we step into the path of too many eyes, we'll die. And we don't really want that. But if we're cunning, we can sneak around a corner like this. And kill that one. So, this is great. This is fantastic, actually. We can kill all the eyes that there are. Such as this. And should we need to, we can maneuver a little bit to make sure we get the rest of them. Because we cannot leave a single eye alive lest the room be left incomplete. But it is complete. Because this room is nice and simple. Of course, it isn't quite that simple. Because first we need to get these switches down here. Doing that is a little more difficult than you might believe. There's that one. Thankfully, they're one-hit switches, so they don't toggle on and off again. Which is good, because if they did that, then we would be stuck here, and I would probably get quite angry. But anger is no longer a capable thing of mine. Now we may exit level, as the game so proudly proclaims to us, exit level. And so we will proceed northward, towards the exit of the level, which is northward. The Wood of North. The Tree of the North. And thus, this level may die now. Perhaps the level architect was trying too hard to make his point, whatever that point was. In any case, you can be thankful that there are no other levels in Dugan's Dungeon like this one. This is level 6. Level 6 is, ow, colour scheme, burns my freaking eyes. Now, level 6 has a peculiar theme to it, which you are soon going to discover. As I already know, because, you know, previous experience. Work experience, you might even call it. If you did, you'd be a fool, but you could call it that. This is something we need to be sure of. So, what we need to do in this room is we need to place a mimic such that it will kill this queen here. Because there's no way to get into this little segment otherwise, because of the arrows. So the mimic's job is that. We then have to get the mimic out again. This is another evil, where the mimic skill is necessary, like level 4 was. The roaches will come out in waves across these platforms to get us, but we have to send the mimic down there to kill that queen as well, because as you can probably already tell, the arrows don't permit you, Beethro, to get down there any other way. Now that's fallen, so we have to use it as a sort of stepping point to bring the mimic to break that. Did you see that was breakable? Because I didn't the first time I was here. But I knew about it this time, which is a benefit. So if we just bring that final roach in, we can kill it. And that room is cleared fairly easily. So that's good. Let's leave. Let's go north. And you may notice immediately what the pattern to the level is going to be by the fact that I've now gone north. Can you see the similarities between this room and the previous one? That's because the rooms are all look identical, or at least in each compass direction. So from north from the entrance, all the rooms look the same in terms of basic shape. But the difference is that the individual items in the room will have changed. So we've got some switch blocks now, and they've got platforms in different places and arrows in different places, that sort of thing. Now, I can't completely remember how you do this section. I need a mimic, as you can probably already see, to hit that yellow switch. The only mimic in the room is up there by the green door. So to get to that, we need to cross over to here. We can't use both of these because we'll need to get back. And the same applies here. We'll need to use just one, not both. And as before, as always, we are being assaulted by hordes of roaches, which we must kill. So let's do that. I think I may have just killed myself, though. Yes, unfortunately I have. Alright, well that's not a problem. That's a minor setback at best. So let's head on over again. And I think the best thing we can do is wait it out and get rid of these roaches that are following us, because that's what was our undoing last time. And then we can kill off these ones too, as you can see. And if we're careful, we can actually escape such that we won't be able to be followed. But I don't know, to be honest. In fact, yeah, okay, that didn't work.